This episode is brought to you by our friends at Brookes Blooms, your all-in-one landscaping solution.
Brookes Blooms' three-step landscaping experience offers a seamless journey from design to construction and ongoing care, ensuring your outdoor space thrives year-round.
Visit brooksblooms.com today to embark on your landscaping journey, where every step is a step towards a vibrant and beautiful outdoor entertaining space.
G'day everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Ads and Dunks podcast, as always brought to you by the Australian Aces. It's Dunks here, one of your hosts, and joining me is my very frustrated mate in Adam Treloar. So we've just been sitting here for about 45 minutes by my clock trying to figure out his microphone and camera because he pulled it out last week to do the Australian Aces draft, and now he's just stuffed it up completely. Anyway, we'll get him on. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm very good. I, as you said, very frustrated, as you can tell. I wear my frustration on my face. Almost broke the Mac in front of me, this monitor here. Charlie came in, almost yelled at him. But I'm good, mate. I'm happy. We're here. You're there. I love talking to you every week. My favourite bloke in the world. Let's do it, mate. Another episode.
You must... Hey, for those that want to know, he's talking a bit of shit because about 5 minutes ago, he was like, this is my last chance. This is the last chance. If it doesn't work, I'm not doing it. Imagine what the fans would think if we didn't do a potty this week, mate. They'd be flat.
Hey, mate, worst case is I would have just Zoom FaceTimed in and you could have had your unbelievable setup and I'll have the grainy phone old school Zoom type setup, mate. I'll never let the fans down and I'll never let you down. Did I not just say, mate, I'm sorry, I hate letting you down and I've just let you down for the last 40 minutes? I already freaking hate the fact that I've made you wait 40 minutes. So hopefully this can be the most enjoyable podcast yet, the happiest, fun, no footy this week, no anxiety about performance this week, no worry about anything, just two best mates chatting shit to each other.
Love it. Well, let's get stuck into it then. We might as well. How's your week been so far? You must be pumped to be in the finals. Talk about everything else apart from footy at the moment.
Week's been good, mate. It's been a great week. I've done about, I'm currently, no word of a lie, doing a fantasy draft as we're talking right now. So I'm going to be constantly looking down here because I've got a fantasy draft that I'm in. I just had pick 2. I took CD Lamb. You'd be pumped with that pick. CD Lamb, number 2. What do you reckon?
Pick 2?
Yep, pick 2. CMC went 1, so I've just taken CD Lamb. So I'll keep you updated on the live draft. But, mate, I felt like all I've been doing all week is just studying the NFL and doing drafts because we obviously had our Australian Aces draft the other day and hence why I unplugged the cord, which I'll never unplug for the rest of my life because I'm not dealing with that shit again.
Why did you unplug that cord?
Because everyone was zooming in, right, on the call. People had their phones, people had their laptops. I felt a bit weird if I went through a professional camera. So I just thought, you know what, I'll just go through the laptop. That's the only reason why I did it.
Oh, you're so soft. You're so soft. Why do you care? Mate, I was on this setup. I was just on this setup. Not one person, looked at me and thought, oh, shit, look at his nice little setup that he's got going on there.
How do you know they didn't think that?
I don't really care if they did.
Oh, come on. You would care if I told you. If I told you I was chatting to the clubhouse boys and they said to you, have a look at Dunks with his setup. Here we are sitting on our phones.
No, because I can't be bothered unplugging and then plugging in.
Hey, it's fair. I learnt my lesson. I'll never do that again. Next year's Australian Aces draft, I'm going to leave everything exactly the way it is, or I'll just jump on 50 minutes early just to give myself a 50-minute buffer.
Beautiful. That'd be great.
My week was pretty good. What about yours?
Yeah, similar. Had mum and dad up last week, so they came for the week for the game on Saturday night, which was cool. And then other than that, just been floating around, mate. Done some work experience, little things along the way, but enjoying the sunshine up here. It's been 30 degrees for the last, I'm going to say, 3 or 4 days, and it's not getting any cooler. So I think it hits 34, 35 on Saturday this coming week. So looking forward to getting out in the sun a little bit more and enjoying those pool swims out in the back, mate.
I was about to say that because I can see from the redness in your face and the redness around your eyes, you get real red around your eyes when it's hot. So it looks like the heat's been nice. You reckon it'll be a nice hot one for when you boys play Carlton on that Saturday night?
Yeah, well, all of next week is like above 30, so I reckon it will be quite warm. It was actually very warm on Saturday night because I think the temperature that day was about 26 and it was still really humid and slippery and whatnot. But, yeah, we'll get into the footy talk soon. But is there anything else that caught your eye this week, mate?
Nah, I did a couple funny things away from footy. You know how I'm just finishing off this real estate course that you and I are doing. Well, you've already done it ages ago, and I've pulled my finger out and I'm starting to finish it off. But anyway, you know how you got to do you've got to role play walking through a house and like presenting the house. So obviously, most people know Charlie Clark lives with me, and he's the biggest kid you'll ever meet in this freaking world. And you know, I got Kim to film me trying to walk Charlie through the house. So obviously, you start with "G'day, I'm Adam Treloar, blah blah blah. I'm here to present." Obviously, a made up street name. I've got a client here, Charlie Clark, mate. I couldn't get to "I've got a client here, Charlie Clark" without pissing myself, because as soon as I look at him, he's tucked his shorts into his kneecap, into his freaking belly button pretty much. He's taken the absolute piss. He was calling when I first said it, I was like, "I've got a potential client here. What's your name, sir?" He goes, "Frank Gutherson, my friend." And he shook my head. Like, how am I meant to role play when he's talking shit like that? You know what? Kimmy has it. I'm going to send it through to you, mate, because it is hilarious. Freaking hilarious. Yeah. So we were practicing that all day yesterday, actually. So I reckon my lesson learnt is I'm not going to bring him into this role play. I'm just going to do it by myself because I will not get through the laughter bit. How did you go when you did that? You would have nailed it.
Yeah, I nailed it, mate. Just took everyone through the house. Then we did the, you know how you got to do the bit where you sit down and you preach to the client that, you know, your services and whatnot. We just did that in the room where we were studying. So that was quite easy. You just, you know, put on a face and make sure you have that persona and get into it.
Who did you bring in, like a friend, or did you just do a random?
Nah, because there was 5 of us doing the course. We just did it together. Yeah.
Far out. So and you did you not laugh?
At the start, yeah. But then I was like, I just want to get this stupid thing done. So I was just like, I just switched into a full mode of, you know, it's sort of like when you get really frustrated, you go into a mode of, you know, frustration and anger and all that. Yeah, that's what I did for the thing.
Yeah, no one has it. No one has that like me. I get really frustrated, I know. I know, mate. I know. You don't have to tell me twice. And unfortunately, I think Georgie's got that in her too, because some of her stubbornness is freaking hilarious. Seeing it firsthand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the most exciting thing I did this week, which was great.
Oh, that's good. I'm happy for you, mate. Well, is there anything else before we talk about footy that caught your eye this week?
You sound like you're saying that like you've got something for me.
No, I've got some footy things for you, but that's really it.
No, nothing away from footy, mate. Just preparing for the game, mate. It was a big game for both of us. It was a big game for us. So other than the NFL drafts and the funny real estate role plays, all I did was really prepare for the game in nice, windy Ballarat, mate. The wind was never played. I don't reckon I've ever played in wind like that.
Yeah, well, we might as well get into it because I don't reckon I've seen a game where the wind was blowing that much. Some of the set shots at goal were like incredible. I couldn't believe it.
Did you see Chili's straight in front where he was 25 metres out and it went 40 metres that way? Mate, that was a genuine – if you were kicking – I feel like if you were kicking the opposite way in the last quarter, it was one of those old school type junior footy games where you know what it's like back when you played junior footy. If you kicked with the wind in the last quarter, you're going to be every chance to win the game because you're either going to pile on the goals or the opposition's not going to score. Fortunately, that was kind of how it panned out for us. We had the wind in the last quarter, so if they were trying to, you know, repel with the offensive play, they couldn't kick the ball longer than 30 metres because the wind was just holding up. But not discrediting how we played. Obviously, we're very happy with how we went. But, mate, the wind was next level.
Did you go into the game nervous at all about missing out on finals or anything like that?
I don't think it wasn't really brought up. I mean, obviously we knew what was kind of at stake. We knew that if we were to win the game, we lock ourselves up. I mean, funny, even if we didn't win, we would have still ended up making it because both Freo and Carlton lost, and we had to obviously, one of them just had to lose for us to make it. So we were in a pretty good position. But yeah, as soon as we obviously won the game, we knew that we were in. So it was a wonderful feeling, mate. Like freaking, as you guys have gone through this year, you faced quite a bit of adversity, and we obviously had our fair share. And there was times this year where we were clearly challenged, and it felt like the external, media was after us. But one thing that I'm proud of within the footy club is we stuck fat to what we know, works for us, and we really rallied around each other. And our last 10 weeks really has been, I think we've won 8 of our last 10 games and showcased some really, really good football. And very proud that we were able to finish the way we did and ultimately qualify for finals, because it's the whole reason why we play the game.
That's it. And after missing out last year, I'm sure you boys would have been really keen to get in this year. And one of the red hot chances too. So looking forward to getting stuck into it, but we don't have to talk about that till next week. I can talk about our game though.
Yes.
That was a pretty,
go ahead, mate.
Pretty good one Saturday night against the Bombers. I thought our first 3 quarters was really good. Around the ball, contested possession, all the indicators were positive for us, apart from probably our goal kicking. But then in the last quarter, let ourselves down a little bit just through the full ground defense. At times, the Bombers were able to pick through us and open us up probably quite easily, to be honest. So that was disappointing and something that we'll definitely be looking at. But all in all, if you look at it wholly, and you could have said to us, well, if you did say to us last week that we'd run away 20-point winners, you'd probably take it. So happy to get that win on the board. And as you said, lock up the finals spots, and 5th position on the ladder to get a home final is always what you're after.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously watched most of the game. I turned it off at 3/4 time because I had to get some sleep. I was in Ballarat, and I was pretty confident you boys had the game won. I did see that they came back late, which is obviously not ideal for you, but obviously the game was probably well and truly over at 3/4 time. You must be pretty pleased with, I guess, you're able to finish on a good note. You're able to really give yourselves a good opportunity now. I mean, albeit it's an elimination final, you're that close to obviously making a top 4 finish, but to get a home final, give yourselves a good shot to, I don't feel like there's going to be many people out there really predicting teams from outside the top 4 to win it, because it's, quite hard to do. I don't know the last team to do it. I think you boys in 16 were probably the last team to win from outside the top 4, but it must give you good confidence now. You've got a home final, a week to reset, and they really attack hopefully the next 4 weeks for you guys.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm a firm believer that you don't have to finish in the top 4 to win it. Obviously, been through that experience myself, but yeah, it's nice to have a home final similar to you guys. You get a home final, even though it's against Hawthorn, who you're playing them at their home ground anyway. But I feel like the way that it's structured up, and you give yourself every opportunity. And this year, more than any other year, if you're on a given day and the other team's not, well, you'll get the win. So all you can do is control the controllables and be ready for what's coming, and hopefully turn up on game day and get the win. That's the main thing.
Oh yeah, I agree, and I think it's no more evident now from what you just said that you've got to be on, because any team within the top 8 is capable of winning. And even you talk about Carlton, who people will say they're very lucky to have made it. Obviously, their body of work that they put in over the first half of the season, clearly enough wins. They're going to get, 7 to 8 players back potentially against you boys. And obviously, I know you're not going to take them lightly, but I mean, it's such an even competition. And I love the fact that, again, we'll touch on this a little bit more next week, but I love the fact that we're playing against Hawthorn, who, are probably the informed team of the competition. I mean, I don't know what they've won out of their last 10 games as well, but feel like they've pretty much won every game other than a couple. And they're absolutely flying at the moment. I love the fact that we get to play them. And, we have to, beat the best to be the best. And I love that we get to have that opportunity first up against a team that's, red hot like Hawthorn. So it's exciting, mate. I'm glad that we're both playing finals footy. I'm really pumped.
Yeah, me too. This time last year, you weren't and we were, and I remember you were a bit sour, mate. So it's great to have you playing in the finals with us again. Last time we were both in finals, we were together. We were playing together. So
we were, mate. This time last year, I was flying up to watch you play in that first final. Remember?
You were.
It was it was funny because I remember I didn't think anyone knew that I was there, and all of a sudden, I remember you did something out on the ground, and then I'm just sitting there hunched over with Kaiser, and then I just see all of a sudden my mug on the thing, and I'm in my head I was thinking, I wonder what Josh is thinking. He's probably thinking, what a waste.
Oh, no matter where you go, mate, you get the spotlight. That's for sure.
How's your? I mean, I guess it's a good insight. How's your body feeling from obviously 23 rounds, however many it is. Yeah, how are you feeling this time of year? Obviously, you got some sore spots, and I know some obviously sore spots that you have. But yeah, how are you feeling?
Nah, I'm feeling okay. Yeah, it's been a long year. Everyone this time of year has normally got something. I've had a few issues, but yeah, I feel like the week off's come at a perfect time. Mm-hmm. Get to rest and recover and get a few, jabs here or there and get sorted, mate, and be ready to go next Saturday. So I'm excited about, freshening up and feeling, better than what we have felt over the last, whatever it might have been, couple of months potentially, to go out there at full head of steam on Saturday night next week. But all in all, it's all part of the game, mate. So you just roll with the punches and get through and do your bit, and hopefully that helps, you help win. So what about you? How are you feeling? I saw today, actually, you might be in doubt for the first game.
No, I won't be in doubt. Just a little add-on from what you said. I feel like also the adrenaline and the excitement of playing in a finals like campaign, that all the aches and pains that you have in your body goes away for that 2 hours when you're out there, and albeit there's probably about 10 Panadols you've taken on and all the pain meds to stop all the aches and pains, but no doubt you'll be flying. Yeah, so obviously I had a bit of calf tightness from the game. It's quite known now that I played the game with, quite a bit of calf tightness, and the most pleasing thing is I was able to get through the game. I mean, it'd be a little bit concerning if I couldn't get through it, but yeah, got through the game. I'm fully confident that with the week that we have off, it's the beauty of having the bye week, which is great. Having a bit of a deload this week and a bit of a spell. As you know, it's almost like preseason for me. So, what happens with me in preseason, I don't do any of the training. So I might avoid all the training this week and get out there next week and get out there Friday night and play. What are you laughing at?
Oh, it's just standard Adam Treloar, isn't it? Miss all the hard stuff and just come out for the bright, shiny lights, mate, where everyone gets to see.
That's what Waitman said today when obviously we were going through a bit of our recovery strides and I'm off legs. He was saying, oh, yep, obviously no game this week. So, we won't see Adzi. We'll see him next week. But, yeah, quite funny. I mean, it clearly worked for me. My body didn't let me down only once throughout the regular season. So, happy I can get through unscathed and I look forward to next week. It's going to be exciting.
Yep. And while we sit here, actually, you were announced in the All-Australian squad, mate. So just want to congratulate you on behalf of, myself and our podcast, our fans. Obviously a massive season. And as you just touched on, you got through pretty well unscathed and put together one of your, or if not your career best year, one of your career best years. So just want to say congratulations from everyone, mate. It was looking from afar and being able to watch you, I'm very proud. I just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. I hold your opinion in high regard, so it's nice. But I was a little bit disappointed that you weren't in the squad.
I wasn't, mate. I wasn't expecting anything.
No, I know. I thought maybe you might be able to sneak in there. I mean, it would be extremely hard picking a 44-man squad. I feel like, the selectors clearly have a tough job doing that. I mean, some notable guys that I was a little bit surprised by that didn't even make the squad were Tom Green from the Giants. I felt like, you know, he had a pretty good year. I reckon he'll be up there in the Brownlow contention. I think Rowan Marshall was probably a little bit stiff. I mean, who do you take out? That's the thing. It's hard to say these names and then take out players. But did you feel like there was a couple of players that, you know, probably you thought might have been there that weren't?
I haven't really looked at it, mate. All I looked at was your name, which is great, and then our boys in our team. But I don't know. It's always hard. It becomes hard when you can't, and I'm a big believer in you can't just stack a team full of midfielders either. So like you just got to make sure you're picking, you know, based on roles and whatnot. And yeah, I haven't really looked at it, mate, to be honest. So happy to go by your opinion.
And do you think another one? I mean, this is probably more from a American sports point of view. I'd love to know what you think. Do you think it should be reflective in team performance? So what I mean by that is there should be more players in the squad from teams that are winning versus, let's be honest, if there's teams that are, I know, you know, it might be hard for, you might have a superstar in a team that comes last or second last, but I feel like if we're in such a team-orientated sport and it's an all-Australian team, you'd think that these players would be part of successful teams. Do you think the same, or is it just me?
Yeah. No, I think the same. I think that, yeah, you definitely, the better team should have more people in it because they've, like, if you go and put yourself into a team like West Coast or, you know, one of the teams down the bottom, Richmond, for example, like you'd be a 10 times better player being in that team and more focus on you than what you would be in a better team. So, yeah, I think that the better team should definitely have more people in the squad or the team.
Yeah, mate, I do too. It's always a talking point come this year. And then obviously, yeah, as as you could imagine, there's people out there that disagree with a lot of things. So it's interesting. But anyway, I'm grateful that I'm in the squad, which is nice. But anyway, we'll talk about the round of footy, so we don't have to talk about that anymore. What'd you make of the round? I mean, there was a couple blowouts. I mean, Hawthorn, the way that they played, oh my gosh. Geelong, very ominous. Jeremy Cameron kicking 9, very, very ominous.
Yep, I watched both those games because we were Saturday night and they were Saturday, so got to see a bit of that. Yeah, both games were pretty impressive from both teams. The first one I was going to bring up was actually Razor Ray's retirement on the Friday night. Mm-hmm. So he finished up, not footy related, or sort of is footy related, umpiring, but I just remember, because when I thought about this today, I just remember when I was playing with you and you gave him one of the most almighty sprays.
What did I say?
He paid a free kick against you. You were just like, Razor!
Oh, yeah, I do. And you know what? Hang on. You know what? I think it was a free kick that was given that I was just there on the peripherals. It was because I think it was against West Coast. Remember that close game against West Coast where we won at Marvel Stadium? I think that was the game. And
I don't know. I can't remember.
No, I do, because I don't think it was me who gave the free kick away. It was, I could see it, and that's when I was running back screaming, Razor, no. Oh, but what a personality. What a personality he is and was for umpiring. I love the fact that he was very vocal. He would always talk to you and almost go back at you if you challenged him. Quite often you'd see snippets of him being, don't talk to me like that. Can you just, calm your voice and relax? And yeah, it's
no, I loved it too.
Great.
I thought he was one of the greats for sure, and he'll be remembered as one of the greats for the rest of our days, mate. But other than that, there was a few other things. Actually, one thing I want to talk to you about. Did you see the Carlton? Oh, you didn't see the Carlton game, did you?
No, I did. I watched it. I seen it. I was watching it. I watched it.
One thing that was really disappointing in that game was the supporter. I don't know whether it was a Carlton supporter or a St Kilda supporter that threw the water bottle at the goal umpire and split him open, actually. So, yeah. What do you thought? I saw that straight away and I was like, geez, that is just horrendous. Like, you just cannot do that.
Mate, I'm banning the person, whoever it is, and you never come to a footy game again. I mean, what? Like, this is the reason why we struggle to have umpires at lower grade footy, like junior footy coming up, because of, the abuse that they cop. And yeah, like, I understand sometimes that umpires might get the decision wrong, but do they deserve to cop what they cop? No, not at all. And when I seen that, it was so piss poor. I mean, that is just a weak effort by someone to do that and actually go out of their way to do that. That poor umpire copped that. I mean, it was a joke. So I would personally, if I was the boss, I'd ban the person for life. You?
Yeah, me too. 100%. Agree with everything you just said. I wonder, I'm actually not sure if they've found the person yet or who it is or whatever it is, but was very, very disappointing to see that during that game. But the game itself was a ripping contest. Yeah, the Saints got over the top in the end, which was incredible. And then it went into the Freo game, which they had to win and then make finals and didn't get over the line. So it was an almighty Sunday. Well done to the AFL for the scheduling of it all.
They nailed it.
They did a good job.
And because we've been in the position that Carlton were in, albeit we won our game. Remember a couple of years ago, we beat Hawthorn and then we needed Carlton to lose. And we all watched it down in Tassie together and obviously ended up being a great result for us. But I can kind of relate to how the Carlton boys are feeling. I think I've seen something where they obviously were deflated and whatnot, but then they watched the game as a team and, mate, they would have been barracking that hard for Port Adelaide. And I've seen Dan Gorringe put his thing up on his social channel that is hilarious. And, he's a diehard Carlton fan and he was wearing the Port Adelaide jumper and, mate, one of the funniest things I've seen. But that's just the ups and downs of footy, mate. The Carlton fans would have been freaking ripping up their membership and then an hour and a half later they're, we're back. We're a chance to win it this year. And it's and you know what? In fairness to them, as I said to you just before, they get some of their players back. They're going to be you guys are going to have to be right on your A game in stopping them. And, they obviously beat you up there in, was it opening round when they played you up there where they obviously came from 30 or so behind. So, mate, that's just the roller coaster season of the AFL this year. One of the craziest seasons of footy.
100% agree with you. Speaking of Port, though, remember about 6 to 8 weeks ago when we came on here and we'd just played them. So Brisbane had just beaten them. Or we just beat them in Adelaide quite convincingly. And Kenny Hinkley was getting booed off the ground. I want to call out all those people that booed him off the ground on air and say, are you happy now? Are you still booing? Are you still booing Kenny Hinkley?
Hey, mate, they are in a great position. If they have their way, they get 2 home finals. If they beat Geelong, obviously get another home prelim. They're in a great position. And we seen it, mate. You and I both seen it from a long way away that if they get some momentum back, they were going to be very good. And they are very good. To go over to Freo and beat Freo, who had so much to play for, and Port Adelaide obviously had a lot to play for as well, but they were locked in the top 4. So top 3 for what it's worth. So, yeah, mate, it is funny. It is funny. Hopefully we've got some Port Adelaide fans on our potty who can chime in and give us a bit of stick because no doubt they probably would. I did want to give a bit of love. I was going to do it as my segment, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to give it as a whole to Jesse Hogan. Won the Coleman medal and, he's faced quite a bit of challenges throughout his time. And obviously this is his 3rd club now and, playing against him on the weekend, I think I underestimated how good of a player he is when he's up and about. And I think obviously Liam Jones played a significant role in him and, did a terrific job. But for his size, for Jesse Hogan's size, his aerial contested marking is right up there for pound as the best in the competition. He took some unbelievable grabs. And I just think it's a great story of persistence and obviously support that he's had from his inner circle of family and friends to see him have the year that he's had. No doubt, I reckon he'll be All-Australian The Coleman medal. It's a great story of persistence, and I'm super happy for him that he was able to have the year that he had.
Yeah, when we played him up here, he just marked absolutely everything. On the weekend, though, I thought he put a few down that he probably would have normally taken. So, you boys would have been happy with that. But no, he's had a fantastic year. Clearly one of the Giants' best and most important players. So, looking forward to seeing what he can do over the course of the final series.
So am I. Two other things I want to touch on. Firstly, Dyson Heppel. I thought it was a great way to end his career. He played a great game personally himself, which probably makes him think far out. I probably could go again, but remarkable career. Well done on Dyson Heppel and Dusty Martin. I mean, we obviously knew he was retiring, but mate, I don't think we've ever seen Dusty get emotional, and to see him hug, obviously have some tears down the race, and then hug Wayne Campbell, his ex, I think CEO or general manager, and obviously wipe away his tears walking into the rooms, mate. That was a tearjerker watching that myself, being someone who has, freaking grown up idolizing and playing against a guy like Dustin Martin, to be a part of his generation where will go down as one of the greatest players of all time. I thought it was a very special moment to witness and to watch. It was really cool for him to get his send off and to see how passionate and how emotional it was for him to say goodbye. But what a true superstar.
Yep, both those boys that you mentioned, Dyson and Dusty, massive idols of mine growing up. And I said to Dice on Saturday night, like I told him that, he's been one of the guys that has led from the front from the get-go, and Dusty's been the same. So, yeah, congrats to those two boys. It was great to see them get a very rewarding send-off. Great to see.
That they did. Also, did you see, I know you've seen this, I just want to see your response. The superstar, Scott Pendlebury, did a Q&A and to all his fans, and he did one of those Instagram posts, send any questions and we'll answer them. Someone asked him the hardest player he's played on, or one of the hardest players he's played on, and he tagged at Josh Dunkley, superstar player, best two-way runner, best two-way midfielder in the game. How did that make you feel, mate? I know you would have loved it.
Yeah, it is nice to get some recognition every now and then, mate. You know how it is. But, I mean, I'm not, like I said to you before, I'm not really used to the recognition. To hear it from one of the game's greats, it does mean a lot. So thanks to Pendles. I had a good chat to him last week down in Melbourne when they rolled us, unfortunately, but always keep in touch. He's this sale boy. So I actually saw his old man after the game. So his old man was walking to the Collingwood rooms and he popped in and saw mum and dad because we've
nice.
I don't know, we've family friends, and he's come in, he's said good day to me, and we're having a bit of a laugh. So it was good to see them, and love Scott. Have always loved him from day dots, and he used to get me down to the Sale football ground, mate, when I was about 13, 14, 15, idolising to be an AFL player and get me down there on Christmas Day, and that to run 2 minutes with him. It was insane. I used to love it.
You would have loved that because he's a absolute superstar, as you said, and he trained real hard. So that would have been right up your alley as well, which is cool as.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool. So well done, mate. Recognition that you deserve. To get it from a superstar like Pendles is pretty cool.
It is. It's very nice.
Anything from the round before we move on, mate? There's nothing to preview this week other than maybe some VFL, because your boys play our Footscray boys in the qualifying final this Saturday, which is so damn exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah, they do. So Kaiser and the Brizzy Lions are heading down to play against the Dogs at Footscray. So that'll be a huge game. I remember early in the year, I think we got the chocolates, but
you did.
I'll be. Are you going to go out and watch? You should go out and watch, mate.
I will be there, mate. So we've got a training session scheduled on the Saturday, and it falls, very smoothly. We train, we obviously get off the track, and then we have our rotations, whatever, and we come out there, and there'll be a big crowd. I reckon it'll be a really, really good turnout. And obviously with the new redevelopment and all the stands and whatnot all up and about, it's going to look sick. So I'm really, really excited. And knock on wood, we've got a pretty healthy list. So we're going to have some good players, obviously firstly vying for hopefully a deep finals run. But there's going to be some quality football played. So really, really looking forward to it. Can't wait. Are you going to come down?
No, I'm not coming down because we train Saturday as well. So mum and dad will be there though, so you'll be able to give them a text, mate, and maybe go and sit with them.
Of course I will, mate. I will be going over to Panda and Lacey. Cannot wait to see him. Larzy going to be down, or is it just going to be mum and dad?
No, I think it'll just be mum and dad. Yeah.
I'll come over and I'll say g'day. I can't wait to watch. And I'm excited to watch Kaiser play. I love watching Kaiser play in person as well. So it should be a big game. Can't wait. Because winner goes straight through to a prelim. So it's going to
Home
be
prelim.
Yes. It's a ripping game. And both teams, rightfully so, have been – our Footscray side's been unreal all year, and your boys have been unreal as well. And, so really looking forward to this. It's going to be a good game.
Yep, me too. All right, let's get into our segment your segment. Give me some love, or give them some love. Mine, I'll start. I've got a good one.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I watched that Port Adelaide Freo game, and I just thought this guy was very, very important to Port on the night, and that's Jackson Mead. Yes. I thought he was. Yes. He played a very important role for him. He's sort of playing that higher forward, through the midfield at times. He was just very creative, and I thought his pressure and whatnot was impressive. So I just wanted to give him a shout out. Obviously playing a key role in a ripping side at the moment. So keep up the good work, and maybe some people have a look at him and see what you think.
I like it. He's just one of those players that goes unnoticed, as you said. My one's a similar player. Yep. So mine's from the Sydney Swans. I said that really funny. Sydney Swans. Mine's from the Sydney Swans. Matt Roberts. So he's had another big game on the weekend, but this isn't just because of that. When we played against those boys, when did we play him? Like 6 weeks ago. He was their best player. I felt like he's a beautiful user of the footy, and he's one of those players where you just want the ball in his hands and you know what you're going to get. He's going to hit probably a difficult target. He's got the skills to do it. So I feel like he's one of those unheralded guys at the moment that is a very, very good player for Sydney. And speaking of Sydney, it's very ominous for them at the moment because they've still got a couple of players to come in. They've got Papley to come back in, who's obviously missed a couple games. They've got McInerney to come back in. So he's one of those players that definitely goes under the radar, Matt Roberts, and I feel like he's had a really good second half of the year. So enjoy watching him play.
Yep, like that one too. All right, next segment. Our favourite segment of the week is our Brookes Bloom of the week. And we thank Brooke, as always. We know she's a superstar in what she does. And I have seen a lot of Brookes Bloom's cars around Paddington, where I live lately, all around Brisbane. So she must be doing a fantastic job of everyone's yards. So if you need a backyard, make sure you hit her up. I'll go first again because I know that you won't have this, and I think you'll like it.
Yep.
All right. So mine is Jacob. Let me just see if I can read this last name. Ingebrigtsen. Jacob Ingebrigtsen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He broke the 3,000-meter world record overnight.
Right.
What time do you think he ran?
3,000 metre. So he's run 3Ks.
3K.
I'm going to say a 7:44.
7:17:55. To become the first athlete in history under 7:20 in the event. So,
my goodness,
just
me.
to paint a clear picture for you, that's 58.34 seconds, 400 meter pace for 7.5 laps straight.
I would love to see, because this is the first time I've heard it. How big is he? Is he lightly framed? Wouldn't weigh much.
I've got a picture of him. Here you go.
Oh, my God. He actually doesn't look like I was picturing someone super light. Like he doesn't look.
Yeah, no.
He obviously looks light, but my gosh, man, 7:17. Freaking, I'd have another.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd probably be I'll probably be 900 metres in. Oh, mate. Oh, jeez. 7:17. That is ridiculous.
Oh. I was just going to ask. I was like, because I was talking to Brado before you come on earlier, and my best 3K time is 10:19. So he's beating me by 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
He's beating me by 3 minutes.
Well,
so I've still got a K to go when he's finishing.
Oh, mate, that is honestly ridiculous. My best 3K is 10. What is it? 10:40. So
yeah.
Yeah, he's lapping you, but he's probably twice lapping me almost, mate. That is the best. Like the best 3K'er I've seen, I reckon, is like from a footy player, Tom Scully. I think he ran like a 9 flat once, and that mate was like
lightning.
Oh my gosh, that was lightning. So to actually be able to watch that would be incredible. It's a good Brookes Bloom of the week. That's up there as one of the best we've done all year. Well done.
Well, there you go. That's mine, mate. So over to you.
My one literally happened today. And for those who know me, which a lot of our fans do know us well, they know I love my NFL. And we had a certain player in the NFL hold out because he wasn't getting enough money. He wanted to re-sign for the Dallas Cowboys. And he finally got his money. So he hasn't been training. He's finally got his money. So the player's name is CD Lamb, wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, has just re-signed for $136 million 4-year deal to be the face of the Dallas Cowboys, which is absolutely ridiculous. So he's my bloom of the week. He has milked the preseason. You talk about someone who doesn't want to do preseason training. They're playing in 2 weeks' time, and he's had a holdout since then, and he's just re-signed, coincidentally, to now get a week's worth of training straight into week 1 next week, which is pretty crazy. So here's my bloom of the week.
It does sound like something that you would do, hold out, miss preseason, and then get stuck on it when the real stuff begins.
Hit the ground running. I mean, for what it's worth, Jamar Chase as well. He's the
same.
Yeah, he's also, which I just don't get it. I think it's more about security in the sport because obviously you can get, if there's no guaranteed money, you can just get waived and you're out. But, oh, mate, the holdouts is hilarious. Could you imagine you're playing for Brisbane Lions. Season ends, obviously, hopefully for you at the grand final. You get to, let's say, middle of November and you call up Fags and call up the boss and you're like, look, Fags, I want an extension on my contract. If you don't give it to me, I'm just not going to come to training. Could you imagine doing that? What do you reckon would be said to you?
Oh, Fags would probably tell me to piss off.
It's like Chris Jones last year, the offensive lineman for Kansas City Chiefs. He held out to, I think, week 3. And at the games, right, week 1, week 2, and week 3, he was sitting in the crowd as just a fan watching. And then week 4 comes, he agrees to the contract, and then week 4 he's playing. Can you imagine doing that? Oh, my God.
It's insane.
It would be funny. But no, that's my bloom of the week.
I like it. I actually thought about doing that too before I found out about the 3,000-meter world record being broken. All right, my little segment this week, I'm doing something different. So I've been approached, and it's actually for a very, very worthy cause. So Fight MND are doing the Shut Up for MND. It's like a campaign that they're running between Monday the 16th to Sunday the 22nd of September. So you get to choose to give up speaking for 6 or 12-hour period between that time.
Yep.
And it's all to raise awareness for Fight MND. And then, so I just got a message today and I said I would give it a bit of a shout out on the potty. But I thought, why not have a bit of fun with it? So you can't talk, all right now. And I'm going to say things that's going to try and make you talk. Like you're the best player in the comp and you always tell me that you're the best player in the comp. You can't be doing this. You can't do actions. So if you speak, you have to donate to Fight MND. All right? Oh, I nearly had him.
Hey,
how do you reckon you'd go? Oh, how do you reckon you'd go for 6 or 12 hours?
Oh, depends if we log in to do the podcast and I can't start the computer for a freaking hour. I won't talk. Happy to talk for 6 hours.
Oh, I love it. Anyway, so for our listeners, make sure you jump on to the it's actually www.shutupformnd.org.au to sign up and join in on the action. It'll be a tough one, but I'm sure many people will do it to get involved and support Fight MND. So that's my little segment this week, mate.
I like it, mate. That is a great cause as well. So well done. I actually wanted to ask you because, as you mentioned, the All Australians earlier the week, it's actually AFL Awards week. I think the rising star might be tomorrow. Who's your pick for that? Who do you think's going to win that? My opinion is, I think I'm going to say Oliver Dempsey. He's probably my pick out of the guys. Obviously, clearly Sam Darcy would have been my pick, but he obviously got suspended and Harley Reid as well. But I think Oliver Dempsey will come first. I'm going to say second goes to, because there's a top 3 or 4. I'm going to say, who am I going to say? Darcy Wilson from St Kilda. Then I'm going to say probably Colby McKercher third. They're my top 3.
Don't mind it. I actually said Ollie Dempsey earlier in the season.
I mean, he's an exciting player.
If I got that right.
I'm keen to watch him in the finals. He's going to be an exceptional player to watch. But so who are you picking? Sorry, Oliver Dempsey?
Yeah, I'll go Ollie Dempsey. I think Kyle Oman should be up there.
Yep.
I'll throw in Colby McKercher as well. I think he's going to be a ripping player in the future.
He is. He's a beautiful user of the footy. And then, there's obviously the MVP awards. I'm very intrigued to see this year because I think it's going to be really close. Obviously, the nominees came out today, but the obvious ones are obviously Nick Dacos, Paddy Cripps, Bont. Who else is up there? Probably Caleb Sarong. Am I missing? I feel like I'm missing someone. Jeremy Cameron. He'll be up there. Lachie Neale. Yep. Sorry. Who do you think's going to win that? Because that's voted by your peers.
I think Paddy Cripps will win that. I think he's been one of the most valuable players this year to his team. And he's a lot of the times where they've been under duress, as you talked about earlier, he's picked them up and put them on his shoulders and said, come along with me. So, he's one that I reckon will go a long way in winning that one.
I think so too. He's my gut feel. I think Bont will be right up there as well. So I'm intrigued to see that. And again, how rude of me not to say you were nominated for most courageous. So to all our listeners out there, Joshy was nominated for the Brisbane Lions most courageous player. So hopefully there's some. Hopefully you win it. That'd be great. That'd be awesome to see on Thursday win most courageous. But I love seeing these nominations. Firstly, from your team, I feel like it's right up there as probably the best recognition you can get, and then obviously seeing who your peers vote for. So that's no mean feat as well for you to get nominated for most courageous. So well done as well, mate.
Thanks, mate. It does mean a lot when it comes from inside the 4 walls, as I sort of touched on earlier. I don't think I win it because I would have heard something, but it's nice to be nominated.
Yeah, well, mate, that's we'll see. But that's it, mate. Great episode, considering how we should have finished an hour ago, but it's all my fault. Stupid Adam.
Yeah, always. No, we haven't finished yet, though. We've got to get Brado on, but then we've also got to do our YouTube winners. So I'll quickly go through those. Remember the YouTube question from last week about Triple H?
Yes. Go.
So at Matthew Peters, 2654 is one of our winners. He's gone, The Undertaker was my favourite wrestler in that era, and his fights with Triple H, certainly at WrestleMania 17, were iconic. Attitude Era, by far the greatest period of wrestling, and I don't think it's reached those heights since. He's one of our winners.
Totally agree. Well done.
All right, and then I've got another one here. So at the _big_AKC 1818 has gone, mate, who doesn't know Triple H? One of the GOATs, like Brado said. But fun fact, he actually runs the show. Everything you see on TV is approved by him. Did you know that?
No. Oh, I knew he had some kind of senior role, but I didn't know that.
Well, there you go, mate. You learn something new every day. So well done to Matthew Peters and the big AKC. You are our 2 winners this week.
Well done. I did actually, for what it's worth, Belly, my physio and one of your great friends, Belly, he messaged me on Sunday with just general chit chat, and then at the end he goes, "Oh, FYI, I've got no idea who Triple H is," with a laughing face. So maybe
I got the same. I got the same message from Rob. You know Rob, who works at works up here. Yeah, So he messaged me saying today, actually, he's like, P.S. never heard of double or triple H.
Double H. There you go. Oh, well, how good. I mean, that's a good segue to bring Brado on. Triple H,
Yeah,
mate.
let's get him in.
Valet to Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid, that passed away today, which is sad news, Dunks, that we obviously get around him in the wrestling community. I did want to bring up, because I didn't hear you speak about it. Did you talk about your missed goal, Dunks?
Oh, yes.
If you can call it
It's
that.
probably the worst kick of my career.
Oh, mate. Run us through it. Please run Brado and I through it.
Oh, well, when I took the mark, I was absolutely cooked, and I was like, shit, I probably should snap this. And it was, like I said, it was a bit dewy on the night. So I was just hesitating, and then I just completely leant back on it and did everything I'd not practiced in the warm-up. It just was probably the shittest kick of my life, to be honest with you. I shaked it off the side of the boot. And I had to just laugh because it was so embarrassing.
Well, the commentator did say that. So thanks for bringing that up, Brado.
No, it's good to see he's not perfect. He's not perfect after all. And I did want to say that the Dogs were the last team to win it from outside of the top four. So there's always this year. And that's all I got for you. Great episode. Really good one. Jam-packed full.
Thank you, Brado.
Thanks, Brado. Short and sharp today.
And considering you're the one who has to deal with my nonsense on a weekly basis, still getting it wrong. So we love you, mate. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you very much. And we got there.
Brado.
We got your technology. We thought you were tech savvy there for a second, for a split second.
Oh.
And then you cut out.
I was going to say, Brado, I want to ask you a serious question. Is Adam one of the hardest blokes you've had to deal with through your podcast editing days?
No. You guys are pretty good. Tech savvy, maybe not, but very pleasant to deal with.
Tech savvy by far the worst.
Yeah,
Look,
not
I'll
up
be
there
the
with
first.
tech.
I'll be the first to admit that my frustrations get the better of me.
Hey, but if you guys were good at tech, I wouldn't be in business.
True that.
Yeah, it's good to see him smiling, isn't it, Brado?
It is. It disappeared very quick there at the start.
I told you, you guys bring the best out. You guys bring the absolute best out of me, and I love you both very much.
It's good. We love you too, mate. All right, we'll finish up there. Another great episode of the Ads and Dunks podcast. Make sure you tune in next week for a massive episode of the preview of the finals. So make sure you jump on. See you then.
See ya. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Brookes Blooms, your all-in-one landscaping solution.
Brookes Blooms' 3-step landscaping experience offers a seamless journey from design to construction and ongoing care, ensuring your outdoor space thrives year-round.
Visit brooksblooms.com today to embark on your landscaping journey, where every step is a step towards a vibrant and beautiful outdoor entertaining space.